Welcome to Draw Process. I'm Ike, drawing pages of my comic and processing about that and my development. I would have been done with this page. This page would have been the end of episode 2, the end of really this entire video series as it currently has existed. I've been plugging away with weekly videos for like 3 years. And this was the end point I've been looking forward to. But I'm going to add 3 more pages. I'm thinking it'll be about 3 to show the emperor and his palace. And that's an important thing to establish. So almost there. That's really nice. And really, all of my life right now is feeling like this, like I'm in a transition, and it could take years, to go through that transition. Some of it is things like my kids getting older. It's going to be 5 years or more before they're not living with me anymore. But the transition's already starting. And so some of it'll take time to do, but lots of transition and taking stock of my life, taking stock of what I do, how I spend my time and energy, what I find, just what I'm doing. And I've got a strong drive right now to go into solitude. It's time for things to change. It really is. For me. I don't know what else to say about that. I don't even care. I don't even care to explain it. 'Cause that's not what that's not my job. It's not what I'm here for, to explain myself. But I think my work in comics is going to reflect my personal changes. Throughout this series, I've been talking about my personal changes as well as the artistic ones. There's overlap there. So I know that when I've checked in with some of these videos, or when you watch them, you would see changes in my art that seem to relate to changes in my way of thinking. I'm ready to change a lot right now. And I think that the art will change. Can't even say that I'm excited to do that. It's just what needs doing. I'm thinking of your thoughts, my thoughts, and my feelings. And it is all part of what's happening. It's not something I need to own as mine. It's just part of what's happening. And then I get to make meaning. I get to have a purpose and a goal and work towards it. Accounting for the vast system in me of thoughts, feelings, and drives, and all of that. And my biggest goal right now is to not short circuit the process, not seek comfort to avoid the struggle or discomfort, or even the conflict, just the mix of hot and cold. I don't want it to become lukewarm. Let's keep it hot and cold in spots. Can I sustain the difference? Can I sustain the tension? And let it continue to grow in its difference, in its energy. That's one way of putting it. You could say, can I facilitate maximization of this process that's going on in me towards something new, towards change, and this is different than saying I'm going to choose how I change. I'm going to force it to obey my will. It's not like that. It's I have to embrace the change. I'm the one who has to change, and there will be loss involved, and but that will be how I can overcome myself, how I can maximize and facilitate this change becoming more dramatic, more evolution occurring through that process. And it's a lot bigger for me than the art. It's I don't know, maybe this is a change in me. My goals with the comic art have changed a lot. I think, there was a commitment maybe at the start of this series to my practice in order to, improve, to do something creative with your life. I guess that's there in a way, but it's just so much bigger than the art itself. This is about living life, how to be a part of what's happening, be grateful and dance with it. I feel like I could put down my comic art and telling stories sequentially, or doing any art. I could set that down and not pick it up ever again. I don't know if that's what other people ever feel like, but it's not out of bitterness. It's a common story, to get burned out and bitter with all you've put in and not getting the return on it that you wanted, just being let down, hopeless, giving up. It is not like that. I just don't need to be doing the art. I don't need very much at all. So if I am going to do it, and I don't need any validation or any success from it, I don't wish for it. I don't even wish for it in any capacity. So if I continue, which I think I will, I can do whatever I want. I'm God. I'm the God of my, my art anyways, of my stories. I'm purified now, where I will simply express myself. I got, over 10 years of this, got it out of my system. I don't know, my ego's out of the way, or, I'm just not as sensitive, whatever it is. But that's, that is maturing in a way. So now, how to create when you only do it for yourself. And when you can be like a child, when it is for play, for expression, a dance, that's all that matters now. And I don't even need an audience for that, so I'm going to take a little break from the videos. I'm pretty sure I'll continue. So keep your eye on me. This series is not over. I've got at least 3 pages left to draw into the series. And then, I'll make the printed book. It'll be on the webcomic as well. And then as I complete new stories, I'll put those out. and every now and then I'll eventually develop some kind of practice of something I share on YouTube, I'm sure. So yeah, you can keep your eye out there, but yeah, it's an interesting place to be. And it's good to be there, and it's hard to hear people who are still struggling with wanting success and achievement and I don't know, something. It's kind of hard to hear. I wish everyone could find a way to be like a child about it, to enjoy what they do. So I want good things for people. If I want success for people, it's only so that they can let go, not so they can hold on tighter. Well, this is what I'm going through. This is what I'm thinking. I'm enjoying what I'm doing here. I'm going to try some new things. Like, I might change up my line work. I think I'm going to introduce gray toning, and instead of relying on the dip pin and the hatching lines to be the main thing or only thing that's conveying contrast, depth, different planes visually. I can use some gray tone that I can just apply digitally, so it's very easy to do. I will probably just do it digitally. And I won't need color. I don't think I'm going to use color at all. And and different ways I may apply my line work. That maybe I've said it before, but maybe the angle of the lines, I might let them convey more about the form, rather than the angle being more static. It's a similar angle to my lines all the time. So I might let that happen. I might let more things go out of focus, and towards blankness, not towards black. And I think I'm adjusting the way I draw eyes, going from more of just a needle point, kind of dot of the eye, to conveying a little bit more of the iris and the reflection. So a larger kind of pupil area. I'll probably move that direction. At some point, I started putting some details into the ears, because I've been adding more details to the faces and stuff. So it was just natural to add that to the ears too, versus earlier when I let the ears just be a simple little half cookie. So yeah, I'm gonna try some things, and the stories will be shorter, so I'll get to try new things more often, and it won't be so hard to maintain a consistent art style for the entire story. And I'm not obsessed with getting that consistent art style. I'm far from it, obviously. I let myself change all the time. But I do want to make a good book that reads well. I want a good story. I want to tell a story. And so consistency is helpful with a nice story. And I want it to develop naturally. The consistent style will develop from me letting go. These last 20 pages, 30 pages, they've been pretty consistent. And so it's going to work out. And I will probably produce stories faster, which will also help with consistency. If I draw, 1 page a week, then my personal, my own state and skill and, way of inking and stuff is going to vary more over the course of a year or two making a book. But now with a shorter book and producing more pages per week, which I suspect I will do because I'm loosening up and I'm not having to color them or necessarily make a video for each one. It should result in more consistency because it'll be time condensed for me, so that drawing as I naturally will draw will be much more consistent because I won't change as much in that time. One thing I did here on her head is you'll see that there's kind of a spot in the middle of the shadow of her hair that is highlighted. By leaving less hatching lines in that circle of a spot, it's as if there's like a reflection, or the color of that hair is coming through in the dark. So that's nice. The top few panels have, especially the first two, it's a very boring, static camera angle, just showing his face. I don't mind doing that a little bit, but I want to be dynamic. I want to move around. There's a lot of overlap between doing what you feel like doing as an artist and the audience the reader being able to enjoy it. There's a hell of a lot of crossover on that. I enjoy drawing different camera angles, moving it around. That's how I'm telling myself the story. That's how I'm bringing the story to life in my own mind and body as I lay it out through my pencil, through my pen. That's also good for the reader, who will be able to enjoy the variety. People that are might be really symmetrical and rigid with the framing of their characters and stuff. It's possible that this is due to external constraints they're putting on themselves, rules they think they need to follow, and so on. But it might also be that they're an odd duck, that they're unique, that they have some kind of personality, some interest in consistency and pattern and so on, and that quirk can become something what's good about them, the thing that's appreciated. You don't get to choose how you're going to be appreciated exactly. Make the art, express yourself, and let the cards fall where they may, and people will see. You never know. It could be that simple, symmetrical, rigid, structure of your camera angles and your panels that someone might do because of their personality. It might be that which makes it interesting, which makes it praiseworthy to people, noteworthy. So I'm not going to worry about what qualities can I enhance in order to get more appreciation. That's not my job. All I got to do is create and engage in that process of creation. And tell a story. This is the first scene with a dark sky, and so I found a way to execute that fits somewhat. I think definitely the long hatching lines with a slight arc to them. This creates a very dynamic sky, but the reason for that is also that is the angle my hand is at when I do it. Again, this is personality partly. I don't want to make perfectly straight lines and turn the page back and forth to like create some kind of rigid, pattern with the lines. Just let them be more organic and flow. But I also knew that I didn't want to go with a solid black sky or even solid black in spots. That would be too high of contrast. And because this is in color, I can use color to show the darkness of the sky. I don't purely have to rely on those inks to do that. So this is the final page with the colors. I could have gone with a much more cool-toned, nighttime kind of feel, but it's only a few pages in the book, and the rest of the book is so consistent in its color that I didn't want to stray too much from that. So I'm playing it very conservative with this scene to fit the book as a whole. And I'll do the same, I'm sure, when I get to the Emperor and the Palace. I'm going to go similar to this current, color palette. So that is it. Another week. Thanks for listening. I hope it helps you with your journey and being the practice of your art. That's how I like to put it. Being the practice. And that's a process you go through to become that practice. And that's it. See you next week.